We're going to learn how to make a butterfly refrigerator magnet. To start our magnet, of course, we're going to loop our yarn so that we can do a slip knot to get us going. And we're going to start by doing a chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've got our chain 6. So now we're going to close our circle by going into our first chain, and we're going to slip stitch to close it. So now we have a circle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 will act as a double crochet. So now we're going to work 3 more double crochets, 2 more double crochets, 1, 2. So now we have 3 double crochets into our hole, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work 3 more double crochets into the same hole. So now we have 2 sets of 3 double crochets, and what we want to end up in our hole, we want to have 8 sets of 3 double crochets with a single crochet in between the 3 double crochet sets. So let's do that now. Okay, now we've worked 8 sets of 3 double crochets followed by a single crochet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to join our circle into the first of the chain 3. We want to slip stitch over, and now we're going to slip stitch till we get over here to the chain 1 space. Okay, now we're at the chain 1 space, and what we want to do now is we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This will act as our first double crochet, and now we're going to do 2 double crochets into the same hole. We're going to chain 2. 1, 2. We're going to do 3 more double crochets into the same hole. 1, 2, 3. So now we've got 2 sets of 3 double crochets followed by, or separated by, 2 chains. So now we've got the second set of the 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 1. We're going to repeat this all the way around. We're going to skip the next 3 double crochets, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into the next single crochet space. We're going to do that 3 times. Followed by a chain 2 space, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets into the same hole, and we're going to continue this all the way around till we get back to the beginning. Okay, now we've completed making our double crochet sets with the 2 chains in the middle separating 3 double crochets. Now we're back to our beginning point. So what we want to do now is we want to slip stitch into the top chain of our chain 3, and that closes it off. So we always want to remember to start and end on a corner. So here's our corner. So we want to slip stitch through the next 2 double crochets. Whoops, try it again. Slip stitch through the next 2 double crochets until we get to the corner. Slip stitch into the corner, and now we're done. So we're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to loop around and pull our yarn through and finish it off. So now we're ready to join another color to finish off our butterfly. So let's do that now. Let's join another color. Okay, so now we're ready to finish off our butterfly, and we're going to be joining with a different color. So to join colors, we're going to do our slip knot, which we've learned before. Insert our needle into our slip knot. And now remember we ended on a corner, so we're going to start on a corner. We're going to take our threads. We're going to go inside the corner and we're going to pull the yarn through and loop it through to join the colors. Now I like to flip my project over, and I like to take the two thread tails that we have here, see the two thread tails, and I like to join those together and tie them into a knot so that they don't come undone. So let's do that now. We're tying the two thread tails into a knot, and we're going to flip over. So now we're going to finish off our butterfly. We're going to start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And now what we're going to do, since we're in the corner, we're going to work 7 double crochets into this hole. Normally we would work 8, but because this chain 3 acts as 1 double crochet, we're going to work 7. So let's do that now. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're not going to chain 1. You notice you got the chain 1 stitch right here. We're going to do a single crochet into that chain. And now we're going to work 8 double crochets in the next little corner, and we're going to do that all the way around. So now we're going to do a slip stitch to close it up, and we're going to insert our needle into the chain 1 space at the beginning of the chain 3 that we did in the previous row, and we're going to do a slip stitch to pull it through. And I like to slip stitch all the way till I get to a corner. I like to always end on a corner or a point. It always works better for me. So now we're at the point. So we're going to cut our yarn, and I'm going to do a slip stitch to pull it through. And that gives us our flower. It's pretty much what it looks like as a flower. But I like to get rid of these thread tails, so I like to go into the previous loop, grab the yarn and pull it through, and then come through the front and do the same thing. Pull it through, go through the next stitch and pull it through. It's almost as if you're doing a weave and you're weaving the yarn back through because you don't want all the thread tails sticking out. So I'm going to come under here. We're going to keep doing this till I've pretty much gotten it down to where I can cut it. I'm going to do 2 more stitches, 1 in the front, and I'm going to do 1 in the back. And now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it really close. So now by doing that, you got rid of the threads. Now when you flip it over, I'm going to cut all of my loose threads because I don't want any threads loose, because now that they're all caught up in there. So let's cut all of our threads. So now we've got our butterfly all done. So what you're going to do now, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to take your butterfly and fold it in half so that you have 4 loops on one side and 4 loops on the other side. And as you can see now, it pretty much looks like a butterfly. Now the next thing we're going to do to finish off our butterfly is we're going to grab what I call these fuzzy sticks or pipe cleaners. We're going to open this up. I'm going to grab a pipe cleaner, and I like to take my pipe cleaner and I like to fold it in half, meeting the 2 ends so that we know we've got it centered. Then I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take my butterfly, and right in the middle where my 2 and my 2 come together, I'm going to insert the butterfly inside of the pipe cleaners. And what I'm going to do when I do that, I'm going to pull it just slightly so we can get the butterfly or the scrunch look. And then you're going to take the butterfly and twist it maybe 2 or 3 times. Because now we're going to form the antennas. And what we're going to do with the antennas is we're going to take the top of the antenna and fold it down. And when we fold it down, we're going to take it and we're going to work it into a circle all the way down to whatever your desired length of your butterfly antennas. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Fold it down and we're going to work it so that it matches the other antenna. And now what we have are two antennas. Oops, one's a little bit bigger. We have two antennas, and as you see, you can fluff your butterfly, and there you have your butterfly. What you can also do, you can put this on your refrigerator by adding two of your adhesive refrigerator magnets on these sections here, and you can put it onto your refrigerator and it becomes a refrigerator magnet. And there you go, there's our simple butterfly.